But anyways, it goes into Shadow Moses. He wrecks shit. He ends up finding out that he has a twin brother called Liquid Snake. Brother, it is me, Liquid. That's also a lot Liquid. But anyways, Liquid Snake is one of the funniest characters, mainly because he does not give a fuck. There is one scene where you are about to, I guess, fight him in Metal Gear, but he's just over there walking on a freaking railing. If I could find that clip, I will show that clip. Matter of fact, the clip will be right here.
It's true that the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus were killed by Fox Die.
But that said, you can see he does not give a damn. He just does a flip on the railing, walking around. He's like, whatever. Anyways, brother, so you and I are clones of Big Boss, and we shall be the next in evolution. That's why we have the Genome Soldiers. He has a British accent. I can't really do it. Anyways, so the Genome Soldiers, I forgot to tell about them because that's a big thing about them. The Genome Soldiers are soldiers that were with Big Boss's DNA because apparently Big Boss has 26 soldier genes in him.
Big Boss.
I know. 26 soldier genes. So I guess he has 26 chromosomes. I love how everybody stopped and looked. I wish you guys could have saw that. That was beautiful. Anyways, so he has about 26 soldier genes in him, and they use that to basically enhance the soldiers they have now. And when you're playing the game, you don't realize that they're enhanced because they're pretty freaking stupid, but that's the point. So anyways, going on, Liquid and Snake fight. Then you have, what's his name? Frank Yeager. Frank the Hunter. You gotta love Frank the Hunter. I forgot to mention him. He was actually in Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, and he went by Null at the time because he didn't have a personality, and he was one of the first soldiers to be programmed from birth to be an assassin. Anyways, he becomes a cyborg, and he ends up helping Snake throughout the whole thing. He goes by the code name Deep Throat, which I thought was... So I was playing the game as a kid, and he's like, "No, Snake, call me Deep Throat." And I'm like, okay. But then they tell you why, because the Watergate scandal. There we go. And he's going by that as the informant who was helping him out. So he's using that as a callback. I'm not quite sure what the Watergate scandal has to do with them, but he uses that, comes out, saves Snake, blows up the radar. Snake ends up blowing up Metal Gear, but as he blows up Metal Gear, he gets knocked out and has to fight Liquid Snake on the top of Metal Gear, which is, I don't know, about 50 feet up in the air, or maybe 100 feet up in the air. I can't remember how tall it is. It's about a building's length. Anyways, so they're fighting, and he's like, "Brother, you will fight me or this lady dies." And he's like, "Liquid!" And he's like, "Snake!" And that's basically the battle. So this lady is Meryl. I mentioned her earlier. She got shot by Sniper Wolf. So she's alive, depending on how you play the game. If you tap out with Ocelot torturing you, she dies.
I love that about those games.
Right?
Old school games, like shit actually affected things.
If you didn't do something correctly, you lost out on the ending.
Yeah.
Yo, EA Sports, pay attention. But
it reminds me of old Fallout games.
Yeah, like, thank you. That was a good example.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, like those. We want these games back. Look at me. Bring them back. But that said, thank you. That said, him and Liquid have this amazing fight where if you are playing the original Metal Gear Solid versus Twin Snakes, which is the exact same, but Twin Snakes has more of a graphical.
It's like you didn't realize putting something in front of the mic would make your voice go lower.
I was like, hello? But so yeah, Twin Snakes is more of a it's better graphics of it, and they're able to do a little bit more with it. Personally, I like Twin Snakes better. You get to...
How dare you?
Oh, I dare. Because you know what? I'm a real Metal Gear Solid fan. I want to see what Snake looks like. I don't want to see a Mr. Pickle's face of nothing. It literally looked like, all right, so you saw, what is it called? You saw Doctor Who, right?
Yes.
Do you remember the there was something with like the mannequins with no face. It scared the hell out of me. I stopped watching after that.
I just remember Don't Blink.
Yeah, well, the angel one. Oh,
yeah, that one was.
We not all right. No, don't like.
That's the only one I remember.
Time out.
Don't blink, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, I hated that one. Anyways, so but that game reminded me because like you couldn't really see the character's face, but you were still so enthralled with it. So that's why I like Twin Snakes better. But as you're fighting Liquid on top of there, he ends up getting kicked off of the. At least in Twin Snakes, he ends up getting uppercutted off of Metal Gear, which is hilarious because he just.
Snake!
You don't hear the drop. You just hear him. Anyways, so he falls down. Depending on if you ended up surviving or not tapping out of the torture that Ocelot gives you, you pick up Meryl and you get in the Jeep and you ride out of there. But mostly, see how everybody kind of gave up and didn't want to tap square on the game. Meryl died, and that's especially what happened with me because I didn't really care. I mean, she kind of ran out into an open hallway with a sniper. That says a lot. I don't really want her as my partner. But anyways.
Listen.
Yeah, listen. You see the sniper rifle. You hear the gunshots. Duck. Anyways. No, guys, she all right, here's how the video goes. Here's how it goes, huh? La 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 Snake. So yeah, I'm just blah 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 blah. And this is the dot that's going on her. Meryl. Snake gets shot in the leg, tries getting a gun, gets shot more. And I'm just like, I'm thinking, okay, it's terrifying to have a laser dot on you, but you're right next to the edge. Just scooch to the left. Like literally, all you had to do was scooch to the left and that bullet would not have hit you. Anyways, so Meryl dies in my game. And I'm escaping, and my partner ends up being Ocelot, who ends up being one of the main characters that I'm going to get into, most likely, in Metal Gear Solid 2. But Ocelot and you are escaping in a tunnel, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you hear, "Brother!" And it's Liquid Snake riding in a Jeep, holding a... Don't you forget this name, Lavelle. You should be good with this. Oh, what is it? FAMAS? FAMAS gun. Not famous. Ooh, that laugh sounds like Jeremy from CinemaSins. By the way, if you're watching this, Jeremy or the Birdman, I love your show.
The FAMAS.
Yeah, the FAMAS. So he's
FAMAS is a bullpup styled assault rifle. Quote, assault rifle. It's a rifle designed by and manufactured in France by MAS. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll throw a picture up.
So he's running around. He's driving around, shooting one-handed, yelling at Snake, and then you have Ocelot in the front seat. He's like, "Snake, you got to get back there." He's like, "I got this, Ocelot," and he's shooting at Liquid Snake, and they're just having. I don't know how it's working out because it's like literally they're neck and neck driving, but nobody's hitting anybody. Even though you are hitting Liquid, he has like no gunshots on him at the end. So basically, the vehicle crashes. They're stuck underneath the vehicle. Liquid comes hobbling out. Mind you, Liquid Snake is shirtless for some odd reason. And mind you, it is below freezing outside because they are in Antarctica. That's where it is, Antarctica. They are in Antarctica, or Alaska, excuse me. And that's why Snake had to get the shot with nanomachines. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out how Liquid isn't freezing. So he's hobbling over. "Snake, it's not over yet." And then as he's about to shoot, you hear, and the screen kind of goes blurry. And all of a sudden, sort of just drops, and he's like, "Fox." And then Snake says, "Die, die, die, die." And then Liquid just goes.
Die.
honestly, that's the end of the game. That's why I was talking about Fox die being a plot convenience, because basically all Snake had to say was die, and Liquid died. It was kind of stupid. They did a fun play on that with Metal Gear Solid 4. If you haven't played it, it's a fun little play on it. Anyways, so we move over to Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'm going to speed through that real quick, where you are playing as Solid Snake. You're going on a ship. You're trying to figure out what's going on. The Marines have a new Metal Gear, and they're trying to deploy it to basically work for the United States. Ocelot comes back up, and mind you, Shala Shashka, a.k.a. Ocelot, is literally the main character of this game. Although you play with Solid Snake, Naked Snake, and Venom Snake, the main character that's always there except for one game, two, we're not gonna really count Rising, but who's there through all the games is Ocelot. His mother happened to be the boss, so this game is all about him, but you don't find that out until you play all the games. Spoiler alert.
A little late for that.
I know, right? Well, anyways, they're watching it. Full thing on Metal Gear Solid. That's their problem. Look, these games are out. You should have played them, all right? You should have played them.
The newest one's like 2 years old.
Huh?
The newest one's like 2 years old.
Which one's that, right? Rising? Revenge? But anyways, what was I saying? So Shala Shashka, a.k.a. Ocelot, comes out. He has a new arm because he got sliced off by the cyborg? Yeah. So it got sliced off by a cyborg. So now he's using Liquid Snake's arm. And this... So, Metal Gear Solid has always been a game about supernatural aspects to it.
Dare you?
Oh, the mic? So he has Liquid's arm on him, and the other games are pretty supernatural to where you have somebody who is a shaman. He had a whole bunch of crows eat him or ravens eat him. You had a guy who can. You had Psycho Mantis, which they really messed up in 5. Really messed up in 5. But so the game's supernatural, but up until 2, they didn't. Up until 4, they kind of stopped using it. But in 2, while having Liquid's arm, it starts doing this. Let me do this because I don't want my ring falling off. Starts doing this, and all of a sudden, it's like Liquid possesses him, and he has that raspy voice of not the British one, but can I do it? He has a raspy voice of Snake. It's me, Liquid, your brother. And then Snake's looking at him like, Liquid. No! And it's weird because you kind of wonder how stupid Snake is. Like, I'm sorry, if somebody has my brother's arm on, which, somebody has my brother's arm on and then all of a sudden it starts mimicking him, I want to be like, brother, is that you? No, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop that. Or, first of all, you have a gunshot at him. Shoot him. Shoot him.
How dare you?
What? He's supposed to assassinate him. That's the whole point. Shoot the fucker. Don't talk about, no, it can't be, not Liquid, no. So anyways, Liquid ends up putting a bomb on the ship and blowing it up. Which is kind of funny. He's like, look, guys, we're in the middle of the Manhattan River. If you swim now, you can make it. Good luck. And blows it up. Everybody's screaming, hollering. I guess I have a fucked up sense of humor. So you think Snake dies and you return as Raiden. Raiden is Raiden's a character that a lot of fans weren't really too sure about for the fact that it wasn't Snake and it was a guy you had to play with afterwards. It was like a subversion. It was like playing The Last Jedi, you know? You were subverted, but not too it wasn't like, it's kind of like they did their own storyline. So they kind of tried to recreate Metal Gear Solid 5, but as Metal Gear Solid 2, but before Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. That was really hard to say. And I'm not going to get too much into that game. You end up playing Raiden. There's a whole thing with George Sears, who's the gray-haired one. Now, George Sears ends up was the president in Metal Gear Solid 1, who sent Ocelot to go get the Metal Gear Solid. He ends up being a bad guy in it. You fight him. He dies. Blah, 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 blah. Then it goes into 4, which you play as an older version of Snake, and that's where they take off the supernatural aspect of it and go more into nanites and, I guess, more nanomachines. And at this point, Snake is a clone that wasn't supposed to live past a certain age. So once he gets to a certain age, his body starts deteriorating. He starts looking older. He actually starts looking more like George Sears because the because the United States didn't want the clones to run rampant for a long time, what they did was they gave them a lifespan. And because Snake had the old school fox dye virus in him, he became, ironically, a nuclear weapon himself. That if he were to die, it can kill all of the United States or wherever he's at. So in that game, it's a race against time to, again, stop Liquid Ocelot. And this is the combination of all the games together, and it is just amazing.
That's just a funny phrase.
Liquid Ocelot? Anyways, so they ended up fighting. They end up fighting. Oh, one more time. They end up fighting again. And the last fight, they are up on top of another Metal Gear, but this Metal Gear is an actual ship. It houses the GW unit, which the GW unit is that. Damn, I forgot to mention that earlier. GW basically is what the United States uses to basically finance war and how it runs the country. So it's basically Metal Gear Solid 4 is talking about the country being run by AIs. So it goes into that, stopping that, and it turns out once you beat Liquid Ocelot, you find out that he was the hero of the game the whole time. Because as Solid Snake, you don't realize that he is trying to free the public and everybody else of the control of the 12 Wise Men, the Illuminati, or as people can't say in the game, which is really funny, instead of saying the real name, they say Lale Lule Lo, because of the implants that the government has put in everybody that you can't say the Patriot. Pay attention, Metal Gear Solid fans. You see the logic, you see the history, you see how this goes. I'm not going to go into conspiracy because it seems like a nut job. But do have the first gun that Ocelot ended up getting after Naked Snake recommended him using a revolver because he likes to, I guess, match the recoil with his elbow, and that's something that revolver shooters do. I am not a revolver shooter. I'm a pistol shooter, so I'm not too sure about that. So basically, they stop GW. Ocelot ends up freeing the world from the Patriots' control, even though they kind of fucked that up and Rise of Raiden. But that's the Metal Gear Solid series, and a clusterfuck of that sentence as it was. That is one of my favorite games. I have played every single game but the two originals, Metal Gear Solid 1 and Solid Snake. And I have loved every single one. If you have not tried them, please, they're out. You can get it on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 probably. And they come in a trilogy. You get Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and I want to say Peace Walker is the other one I got. You can find them online at any point. They have comics out of them. I challenge every one of you out there who are a Metal Gear Solid fan, get the game, play it in chronological order, and see if you have the same problem as you did before when you didn't. Again, guys, this has been Blurred Mouth, and this episode has been talking about Metal Gear Solid. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. I'm out. Y'all have a good day. Peace. Oh. Snake! 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 Anyways. So yeah. Basically that's how I got my mom to get me the game. I played that exact song back in 1997.
That's funny because my friend and I wrote it in 2012.
Exactly. I time hop. Key as Snake and your. Oh, I thought you said stop. I misread that.
Just scratching my face, bro.
I misread that.
I know that's illegal in 2020.
It is so illegal.
But
you see, guys, you see that? Scratching his face and mess me up.
I know.
Anyways.
Good thing I'm not wearing a mask.
Patrick! Phone's ringing.
Okay. All good. Could have had a surprise guest on the phone.
What, did you have somebody call me? Oh, I was
Just saying we could have. Now we go live to this person calling me.
I know, right? Oh God, this scared the hell out of me. I was like, oh, did I just mess up a phone call?
That was a great intro, though.
Really?
Do you want to take that and just start talking again?
Yeah. Where'd I leave?
No, it was perfect. Like, as soon as you faded in, you started talking. It was great.
All right. I left off at this game. I started. See, Pat, we were like 7 when we played this game, right?
Dude, young. I would have been like 7 or 8. Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. All right.
Cool. You want to clap?
I always think of like a booty clap when you say that. I'm like, no, I don't want to shake my ass.
I mean,
Hey, take 2.